challenge, the pain, the gain, and the potential of doing business in southeastern Nigeria, the Biafran land. ECOC, growing the economy of the southeast. Think home.
Hello, our esteemed viewers. This is BVI Channel 1, and you're welcome again on today's program, ECOC, Economy of the Southeast, where we'll talk about the economy of our homeland, the Igbo land, and by extension, Biafran land. And again, with me, the village economist, the comrade, Ndubiza.
Thank you, Chinedu Asoso. Thank you, my dear people.
Yeah, last week a lot of people really, digged into what we discussed last week, but today we are talking about the biggest threat facing Igbo businesses right now, and they call it Islamic agenda, eating up Igbo businesses as we speak. Now, we are looking at Islamic agenda. Many people are talking about Islamic agenda, Fulani agenda, and the rest of them. I always say, where is your own agenda?
We should have our own agenda.
Where is Igbo agenda? And Igbo will always come up to say, pride themselves as Christian. Where is your Christian agenda? If you have an Islamic agenda, where is your so-called Christian agenda? Now, breaking it down to the economy of the South, how it affects us, and the threats we are now facing. Hearing about news about Islamic banking, when we heard about Islamic banking, many people were like, what is this all about? Is it only about for the Muslims and all the rest of them? My people, no. Everybody is open for that Islamic banking. And to be honest with you, our people are going in for it. I want to look into why is it that an Igbo man wants to go and source fund for his business from the hands of the Islamic bankers. That is what we want to discuss about today. The implication and the way forward. So, what is your take on it?
Thank you, Chinedu Asoso. The first I always look at is funding. When you talk about the economy of a place or business transaction, no matter how good the idea is, I look at what is the source of funding. How do you fund your ideas?
Yes.
Having said that, I want to say that we are not a lack of ideas in our life. We have people with ideas, people that have what it takes to do proposals or how to turn around the economy of Southeast. But the key thing holding us is the source of funding. Now, talk about source of funding. We as a people have been surviving individually, sourcing funding from our different directions,
yes,
from corporate world, from Isusu.
No, many people source their funds from families, or even sell their land,
friends,
or the friends, yes.
Just like you have
majority.
You have an issue now, Chinedu, you want to go into a business, you are not thinking about going to bank to source for your funding.
Exactly.
You are not thinking about going to Christian microfinance banks around here. We have a lot of them around here. Let me not start mentioning names. We also have Islamic banking. Maybe there is no one in Onitsha here that I can
think but there are somewhere in Kaduna and Kano State.
Of course, spread that in Abuja, everywhere in the north.
And it is accessible.
So we are bringing this thing down to our level as a village person, village economics. I want you to bear with me. There are some of you who say that I'm illiterate, that I'm not quite educated, but just forgive me because I'm a local person, and however way I put it, I'm not claiming to be perfect to know everything. This platform is for all of us. We learn every day. Even a professor keeps on learning. So I want to tell you that coming here is for us to rub minds together on how to drive the economy of the Southeast forward. Having said that, I was making reference to Chinedu that Chinedu wants to move into a business right now. He needs 2 million naira to start it. But he's not thinking of approaching a Christian bank that we have around here, microfinance bank owned by Onitsha Diocese, Oka Diocese. He's not thinking about going to commercial banks that we have everywhere. Because he himself already knows that it is quite impossible if you don't have collateral.
Yeah.
So that is why he's thinking about approaching a friend who will give him loan at a cutthroat interest rate. Now, having said that, I'm saying that the first is funding, and this is where we'll have challenge. I think this is the direction we're going.
That is where many ideas die.
Yeah, that is where many ideas die. And that's the difference between some of these rich men you have around, because they have broken even, they have crossover. Once you cross over, the banks will always come, begging you to come and take money. The bank's key business is credit risk assets. They trade on people's money to make profit.
Yeah.
That is their, of course, 90% source of revenue. Lending key. So, bulk of our discussion here should be looking at the challenge we are having as a people in accessing this fund.
That's in Igbo land.
In Igbo land. Now, Chinedu introduced Islamic banking dimension, and I want us to review that.
Yeah, we really need to review that, my brother, because looking at it as it is, from what is happening, which I believe you have the information too, the lending rate, just like you're saying, that is the core
determinant of cost of fund
for
the
banks.
The rate at which you borrow money.
Exactly.
From
both for businesses and for the bank that wants to make money.
Yes, of course.
Now, when you have what you call Islamic banks, which is open to even Christians,
everybody,
even to Igbos, to go and obtain loan at single digits,
not
and sometimes no interest.
No, not sometimes. The Islamic banking model is a model such that you do not pay any interest.
You can imagine.
It is zero.
You can imagine that.
That is their model. Their model is that there is no hidden charge. What I mean by hidden charge is when you borrow 2 million naira, the bank will charge you management fee, processing fee, legal charge, bank.
All what have you.
These are what we call hidden charges that are not defined at the point of borrowing. Outside the double digit level rate, which is like 25%.
Yeah.
So the Islamic banking model has no string attached. It is zero lending. Now, but the question is, how do they maximize profit? How do they make profit for their investors? Now, the Islamic banking model is a model that partake in the running of their business. They have experts that will be attached to your business. Once you send in your proposal, your business proposal, the experts will review it and look at the feasibility study, look at the payback period. Sorry, maybe if I'm speaking technical language, but you know what I mean by looking at, they look at your proposal. They look at what you want to do.
How long will it take
how you want to do it.
Yeah.
What is the cost implication, how much will it cost you to do the business of farming, for instance, farming, and what period of time are you looking at as in to pay back the borrowed fund.
Yeah.
These are the things they look at, how viable it is to go into that line of business.
So obviously they will be part of your business.
Yes, that is the key thing. The key thing is that
because I want to be pinpointing some of those things.
Yeah, the key thing is that they will send in experts that will study your proposal and then know how viable it is, and then know your competitors in the market, know whether they are making it or not. Then they know the markets. It's one thing to produce, it's another thing to sell. So they will be interested in having all these details in every sincerity. Theirs is to ensure that you grow and you succeed. Because once you succeed, they will make money. Now the end result is that how will they make money? Now there will be MOU, an understanding with the bank that whatever profit you are making will be shared 50-50.
Okay.
That is where they make their money.
All right. Now that you've said that, because we want to be very brief on this, I get on the points very quickly.
Yeah.
Now that you've said that, from your intro, from what you said that many ideas, business ideas, which our people have in abundance, die at the point of source of fund. You remember what we're treating actually is source of funding for small and medium scale businesses in Igbo land. And the bulk of it in Nigeria, if I'm not mistaken, not to exaggerate, 70% of it are being handled by Igbos.
That's true.
70, if not more, but to be fair. Now, many of these die because there is no source for fund. They cannot go to get money easily from the banks. Even their wards are struggling. They don't have enough money to even lend to you to start the business.
Yeah.
Now, at this point, many businesses, many opportunities that would have created more jobs in Igbo are now killed. Now the few that are surviving will now opt for. Who will see this kind of opportunity and will not go for it? I mean Islamic lending.
They will go for it.
And at the end of the day, if it happens that many of Igbo businesses are now funded by the Islamic banking, and they will send in their experts to do what? To help you run the business.
Let me.
Now I don't want to speculate, but I want you to use your tongue to count your teeth. Now, on the other side of the story is what is happening to the Christian banks, so-called. Because I know that almost all the churches, many big churches, have microfinance banks, and they lend money. At what rate? And what is the implication?
Yes, Chinedu, thank you for this question and this opportunity you have given me to explain this to our people. The challenge we have, we kept on blaming other people outside us, but I think it's my personal view. Bulk of the blame should go to our own people, not outside us. I know when I see some people will start attacking me that what is wrong with you? Why not see the challenges everywhere, that we are being squeezed to one corner and we are operating, in fact we are operating without any box, without any platform, But these things is as a result of knowledge gap. There are people who do not actually understand the dynamics of what is being played out in our system. Having said this, let me give one case illustration. There's one Islamic banking, I don't want to mention the name. They used to have their branch office in Abuja and I think Kaduna or Kano. But today, CBN has given their license to operate
all over Nigeria.
It's a national bank today, meaning that they can establish their branch in Apoka, in Estate, and they will bring in Islamic people as their staffers, because it's them that will take decision on who they want to hire. Even though they will advertise that they want to hire the public, the banking public, but at the end of the day, the final decision, depends on the management of the Islamic bank to take decision on who works, perhaps at the higher cadre, at the middle cadre, or the lower cadre. So, if you have this kind of strategic thinking that an Islamic banking has gone to central bank to secure banking license to operate throughout Nigeria, then the question is, we have microfinance banks owned by Christians. And I also know that in microfinancing, there is categories of banking licensing. You have the ones that will operate within a community. That's the one we call community bank. Like in my town in Igbo, we have a microfinance. Their area of operation or jurisdiction is still within our community. You have another licensing that's spread across local government. You can have different licenses in local government. You also have another one that comes across the state, meaning that you can have your head office one place and have branches across the state. There's also another one
that can cover the entire
country. So the question is it quite difficult for a Christian bank like Catholic to have a microfinance bank that will cover the whole Nigeria?
The truth of the matter, let me answer that question very quickly, because the truth of the matter is that there is no state in Nigeria that don't have these Catholic churches, and most of them have this microfinance bank. Even if they are not given by central bank in quote to give, because some people will come up with the argument that the manipulation from the center will force our people not to get those licenses. They will put some limitation.
Have they tried?
No, that is the excuse. No, that is the normal excuse that people normally give. When you want to prove a solution, they will say it is impossible.
I don't go
because
with
of that. Now, even if at that you are not going to be, let us bring it to the barest minimum on this worst case scenario, that you are not giving that license, but you are giving the license to operate within your church community itself, because it is the Christians, mostly Igbos, that attend those churches all over Nigeria. If they can have their microfinances in all those areas, they have covered the entire country, and they have a lot of funds. That is my own.
idle fund.
No, idle fund. Your money change fund there. So financing, because some people say the central government is funding Islamic banking, but I tell you, the churches in Nigeria are richer than Nigeria itself.
They are richer than Nigeria.
If you can go and argue with your ancestors, I don't want to interrupt you. You can continue.
So you know, I was looking at what could be the reason why a church like Catholic Church or Advert of Pentecostal, you have a lot of them. I'm not just taking side.
Yeah.
We are being neutral. We want to do the analysis based on the public interest of Igbo, considering our land, funding, source of funding. Now, the question is, what is so difficult in going for national license for a particular church? And then, not just securing the license, it's one, but what do you do with that? That is the second leg we are diving into. Now, people go for loan because of so many reasons. Like I said, funding is key in every business you want to go into. Somebody wants to start business, he needs money. That's one stage. Second stage, even though I'm getting this funding, at what cost am I getting it? At what cost am I getting it? It is this second question that has made so many people to be scared of banking loan.
Loan, of course.
So, a lot of people are saying that the bank now, when they give you loan,
you can't pay back.
You can't pay back. Your business will collapse. When I hear that kind of mindset, or when I see people thinking from that perspective or direction, I laugh. It's not like people will not pay back, but when you need money, the only thing that will be ringing
in your head, how to get the money.
How to get the money. But you are not asking the second question. What is the cost of that fund?
The cost of that fund.
What rate are you getting the money? So a lot of people don't ask this question, and that is why when you borrow money that you don't consider the cost, you find it difficult to pay. So having said that, we are looking at Christianization, Christianizing our people through the microfinancing model, just like this as against Islamic banking model, where they give loan, facility, credit at 0%, and then partake in your business. You know, share your loss or your profit. So the question now is, you have gotten the license. What do you do with it? The church has a lot of free funds to play around with, even though they will tell me they don't have money.
Of course they will.
But I do know that they have a lot of money to play with. What is difficult in bringing down the cost of lending? If the license is secured, for instance, to operate within a state, and there's a surplus fund of 1 billion naira or 800 million naira, you know, it is that second question that is causing confusion everywhere. At what rate is these banks giving out this money? Is CBN giving them order, or is there standing order, or is there standing rule that you must not lend at certain lending rates, maybe below the minimum discount rate or monetary policy rate? Monetary policy rate is the rate at which CBN lends to the banks. You know, CBN is government bank and is banker of last resort, meaning that commercial banks go to central bank to borrow money, while the microfinance banks go to commercial banks to borrow money. But in this case, we are comparing the Islamic banking and the Christian banks. Now, the Christian banks, how do they source their deposits? From experience, we have known that churches have built large followers. They have built large followers to the extent that they have different kinds of projects going on
every day
across the state.
Every day.
Let me give an instance. There's one small church like that we have in our location, you know, small church, and we did fundraising one Sunday. Give and take. Fundraising, we were able to raise between 1 million to 5 million naira. Between that 1 million to 5 million naira will go into bank account. The account is going into this a bank owned by the church. Now, the business of banking is they trade with people's fund. The moment you drop that fund there, the bank has started trading with it. Every single day you have that 5 million naira there, you should be earning interest for the bank. And any single day you have, the bank has what it takes to trade with that money, to the extent of lending it out to businesses as small as medium enterprises. Remember, the money we raise and drop in the bank is at zero cost to the bank because the bank is not paying interest there. Let me bring it down to our level. You know, if you have a savings account with SYZ, 1 million naira, SYZ is supposed to be paying you interest for having that money with you. Like Chinedu, for instance, you have 1 million naira in SYZ in savings account. That 1 million naira attracts an interest to you, which is cost to that bank because it's the bank that will pay you.
We understand.
You understand?
No, many of our viewers may not really understand this technicality.
Okay, but I'm trying to bring it to our level so that we understand. It's very important we understand this logic, the way it goes. But in Christian banks like this, they open current accounts with their own microfinance. Meaning that if you drop 1 million naira there, the bank will not pay you any interest. So the bank is using that money for free. So they can as well lend that 1 million for like 5% and still make marginal profit. So the breakdown here is, the question is a very big question. Why wouldn't the Christian banks lend at 5%?
That is the point. That's the summary of this whole.
Of this technicality.
Everybody in the house with that. Everybody know SYZ that name. My S and I will not take out my S now. Why? So now,
why would
coming down to MM part of it, why can't the Christian microfinance bank lend our traders in our Jamin market or Beta market, Area and the rest of them? The same people who attend the same churches and make the same contribution, why can't these churches lend them
at
5%? My younger brother is sourcing for fund. My immediate younger brother is sourcing for fund to get a particular goods, to start a particular business idea. But he can't get it anywhere. He can't even go to church to get it. And if he does that, he will have some people that work with him who will be paid. And now, his business, if he can't get the fund, it will go down. Those people that will be employed by that business will be unemployed.
So why are we blaming the Islamization of our people? That these people have gone to Saudi Arabia to attract their own Islamic Development Bank as their headquarters in Abuja. Now that Islamic Development Bank is channeled to fund big time tickets and projects in the north.
And what do you think when you talk about the Islamic Development Bank? It is established on a particular agenda.
Then why
you have to understand that.
Why are we blaming them? Why we have?
Because you don't have agenda now.
Why we are Christians, instead of us attracting such, we are sending our money to the Vatican City,
exactly.
to the Pope. I'm not criticizing anybody.
No. But it has to be looked into. No. It has to be looked into. Let me give you. No. It's not about Catholic Church.
I'm a Catholic.
No. You're a Catholic. I don't go into any. I go to every and I condemn every. Now let me tell you this. I had one experience, and I'm going to mention the church because it is no longer a secret because it's on the national daily newspaper in London.
Okay.
While I was there, the church banned Living Faith Church in London, slammed some kind of fines and levy on KICC. Do you know what their problem is? They collect money from UK and transport them down to Nigeria, which is their headquarters. The same way, Anglican churches, Catholic churches, over the years have been transporting funds from Africa to either Vatican City or the Church of England. But the same people will find your churches that is in Africa, have their headquarters in Africa, and tell them, because it is logical, and I think it is true. When you register as a church, you register as a charity organization.
Yes.
When you raise funds from a particular community, you use it to attend to the immediate needs of the community first. before thinking about outside. But what these churches does is that wherever they establish their branches, every cover that comes in there goes straight to their headquarters. So they are not accusing them of exporting their funds to their headquarters. And that is a problem. The same thing is happening in Africa.
That's what they do here.
That is exactly what they take money from here to the Vatican City, to the Church of England, and I heard that because of one thing and one thing, that Nigeria has separated themselves from Church of England and now called Church of Nigeria and the rest of them. But the truth of the matter remains that why will you export your fund from here to wherever?
No, okay, even if you are not exporting, how have you been able to put that fund into use? I used to say this, you know, in every community in Alive today, we have church buildings, structures everywhere. And then I asked a second question. I said, why is it so difficult to lend at 5%? The second question is, why is it so difficult to build a mini like
factories?
Factory.
Every one church, one factory.
One church in one community, one farm
settlement, or one
producing company that will hire youths and pay them living wage.
Exactly.
Why is it so difficult? As you are building that father house, as you are building the church building,
cathedrals
that is running into 50 million naira.
Multi-million.
Why wouldn't you set aside source of 5 million naira
to set up a business
and said you are setting up
manufacturing line,
a mini like factory that will be producing something, a defined something? You can send people to Israel. The last time my sister traveled to Israel and she came back, she cried. She said, churches here are deceiving people. Because even Israel they travel to, not even go to church again. He said they are using all those Jesus center and
what do you call it? Tourism centers.
River Jordan. He said that's where Jesus Christ was baptized. My sister went there. He said these guys are using those places as tourist
attraction. That is money for you.
They make millions of dollars every now and then because people come all over the world to see this thing, and they have beautified the city. They have retained that indigenous or historical.
But here on our own, we destroy our own. In our actually,
so
we destroy our own. Anyway, that one is a different case.
The thing is that in this platform we try to for open people.
Of course, now
and open up opportunities.
Exactly.
There are a lot of things I cannot go to platform to judge to say.
Of course,
they will shut me down.
But
when I come here, I'll speak out. Because you will allow me to say that.
Here is the Ministry of Good Governance.
Good governance.
This is Good Governance Ministry. It's just that my own problem is that
they don't pay tithe.
They don't pay tithe. They are the feel for the book. They don't know that I'm like a missionary. I have sacrificed my life.
And this is December. Sowing seed.
Nobody is sowing any seed. I'm not fertile enough to be sowing seed.
You are not talking enough.
But honestly, I don't know seriously.
You are not talking enough.
It is not for you. Let the spirit of whatever you believe in touch you to come to our rescue. Because we need help, seriously. So, as we are wrapping up, let us conclude on this.
So, conclusively, or in conclusion, that you travel overseas, you see how things are done. But when you come down here, it's different problem altogether. And I asked a second question: why is it so difficult for a church? This time we are looking at church, but we are looking at Islamic model.
Exactly.
That is why we are comparing Islamic model with Christian model.
Exactly.
So why is it difficult for them to tend towards that side, thinking about to empower the youth, the young people? The young people will come to the church, clean the church in the morning, they will come back in the afternoon, in the night.
They will do the security work, they will do the usher work, they will do the banking, they will serve.
Meanwhile, you don't ask those young people growing old by the day, what do they do to put food on their table? What future do they have? Or must you continue depending or hoping that government will do everything?
And these guys have a lot of knowledge.
And outside that government that will do everything, it is still government people that will come and give you millions of naira. Exactly. Meanwhile, you don't ask those people question. How do you make those money that you are bringing to the church?
Even when they bring it to the church, you don't reinvest it to help the poor.
So
it is a complex problem.
The thing is that why we should stop criticizing Islamic agenda because they have their
We should focus.
I think the key thing we should learn today is what is our own agenda. Their own agenda is to come into your house. However, they've noticed that killing you is not enough because when they kill you, your children will grow. But they will use economy
to come in
to
fast.
They are coming over your land.
They are coming with fast.
They use free fund. There is no money any place.
They have a lot of money.
And these guys are coming in with money. And you want to tell somebody not to take the
that is hungry, that is deprived, that have immediate need. So, my people, let us begin to look inward. This economy of the Southeast we are treating here, it goes deeper than you think. And that is why I will always encourage you to make out time every Friday to be part of this program. Bring in your own opinion. It forms the bulk of what we are saying here. Bring in your own suggestion. If you see something going wrong, bring it to this platform. You can send it on the numbers on the screen. Let us discuss this. Because and then because even the Bible says there is power in the spoken word. And I believe that we are inserting serious forces in the mindset of our people to provoke their consciousness, to bring about a mental revolution, to change the paradigm in the kind of way we think and our attitude towards things, especially in the survival of Igbo land. Give us your parting word as we close on today's section.
My parting words, or where is this? Somebody said a few weeks ago that you are talking about the economy of the Southeast, whereas we are still in Nigeria. That so long as we are in Nigeria, that Biafra hasn't come, we are talking nonsense. You should just join others to fight
for Biafra. Until Biafra come, will not build anything.
My message is this, that I am a Biafra.
So am I.
This is Biafra land.
Bam.
We have to start building our land right now. And what we are doing here is to build our land. If you allow people without vision, if you allow, people without idea, people who do not love the people who are selfish, to be at the command structure or command points or strategic position in our life, you may be fighting for freedom in the next 1,000 years. The right thing to do is to confirm to yourself or convince your heart that you are free and you have secured your freedom, and then you start putting structures in place to protect and sustain that freedom you have secured. And I think that is my parting message for us to know that whatever thing you are fighting, you have to fight to survive.
Now, the survival is putting in structures. If you have not seen or heard anything or learned anything, just understand that that we can survive despite facing the obvious challenges in Nigeria. We have been surviving individually. Now we need institutions that will be put in place to make Igbo viable economically, and we can do it. Yes, we can. Our forefathers did it, our fathers did it, and so we can, and our children yet unborn. Thank you for watching. I appreciate you for listening this far. Keep sharing, keep liking, drop your comment. Let's have your opinion on this. Your suggestion is highly needed. Your critics is welcome. And don't forget, click on the subscription button. It's very and extremely important, because what we are doing here, you can't get it anywhere. We are here, we are open, we are like a book. You can read us through. But we are here to tell you the truth the way it is. And we are here to empower you with the right information. And that is what we are committed to do. So keep subscribing, keep liking, recommend this platform to your friends and families. On WhatsApp, share it on your WhatsApp. If you are not on our group, you can request to join our group, BVI Channel 1, on all our social media platforms, on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, whatever you can call it. Our website, www.bvichannel1.com. Just type bvichannel1.com on any search engine where you are, and we'll be there to be part of the family. Join us, attract us, your own people, your own contact, bring them in. We are forming a very powerful community. We want this platform to hit 1 million. Then we'll be able to make decisions and take a decision and stand on the decision and implement the decision to help our lives for good. This is where I'm wrapping up. I'll see you next week on Ecosi. Goodbye and God bless you. Yeah. Hey, that's the phone.